What's going on, everybody? Doc Genzo here with another duel video. Today we're going to be doing Unchained versus Infernoble Knights, so let's go ahead and get underway here. Unchained player is going to go ahead and start us off with an Abomination's Prison. Letting him search for any Unchained card in his deck. Getting an Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. Deciding the floating begins. Setting 1. Normal summoning an Unchained Twins Rakea. Using Rakea's effect to target his own back row to blow it up. The trap will then let him search and special from the deck, since it was destroyed. Summoning an Unchained Twin Sarama. Next, using her effect to set the trap again and blow up a card he controls. Blowing up the Unchained Twins Rakea. Rakea's effect, whenever it's blown up, special summons another Unchained from the deck. If you're unfamiliar with the deck, you can begin to sense a pattern here. Whenever they're blown up, they special summon from the deck. Summoning an Abominable Unchained Soul. Linking those two off. Into an Unchained Soul of Rage. Setting another card. And deciding to pass the turn. Infernobles will draw for turn. And activate a Reinforcement of the Army, letting him get any level 4 lower warrior from his deck to his hand. Little side note here, put Rhoda back to 2, please. Konami, if you're watching this. On the very off chance that you're watching this. Getting an Infernoble Knight Oliver. Next, activating a Heritage of the Chalice, letting him get any Noble Knight or Noble Arms card from his deck to his hand. Grabbing an Infernoble Knight Ogier. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but considering they're based on the 12 Knights of Charlemagne from France, I would imagine it's pronounced Ogier, but again, forgive me if I'm wrong. Normal summoning a Sublimation Knight. Using its effect to equip a Fire Warrior from the deck to itself. Grabbing a Squeak Knight and equipping it to the Sublimation Knight. Next, using Squeak Knight's effect to special summon itself, but not make itself a tuner. Special summoning an Infernoble Knight Renaud. Since he controls a Fire Warrior. trying to see what his options are in order to play through the Unchained Soul of Rage, which lets him link with his monsters into an Unchained monster, and it is a quick effect. Still looks like he's thinking here. Renaud is also treated as a tuner whenever he's summoned. He would also get an Infernoble Knight back from the graveyard, but there were no targets. Looks like he's going to Synchro. To a Herald of Arclight. Next, he's going to chain Escape of the Unchained to the summon of the Herald of Arclight. That card will let him target one Unchained monster he controls and one card on the field and destroy them both. Looks like the resolution is good to go. And looks like Sarama is getting added back to the hand. And that is off the effect of the Unchained Soul of Rage. Activating Phoenix Blade onto his Squeak Knight. In response, he's going to activate the Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. Special summoning Abominable Unchained Soul. By pitching an Unchained Soul Disaster. Unchained Soul Disaster will then destroy the Squeak Knight. Next, it's going to be his turn, and he's going to normal summon an Unchained Twin Sarama, using her effect to set a card from the graveyard and then blow up a card. He's going to set his Unchained Soul Disaster and then blow it up. Special summoning a Unchained Twins Rakea from the graveyard. Going to move into battle phase now. Going to swing for 3k and another 3k with the two Unchained Twins. Next, he's going to activate Rakea's effect, since it is a quick effect, to destroy his Unchained Twin Sarama. Sarama's effect will special summon an Unchained from the deck. Summoning another Abominable Unchained Soul. And it looks like we're going to go to game 2. Alright folks, here we are in game 2. Infernoble's going to go ahead and start us off here. Normal summoning a Neo Space Connector. Special summoning the Dolphin from hand. Pitching Sublimation Knight. Linking those two off into an Isolde. Isolde effect will let him search for a warrior, but he cannot summon it for the rest of this turn nor activate that warrior's effects. So he's going to go ahead and grab an Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. Going to activate Isolde's second effect to send equip spells from the deck to the grave and then summon a warrior from the deck whose level is less than or up to the number of equip spells sent. So it looks like he's going to send 2 to summon a Secret Six Samurai Genba. Special summoning an Infernoble Knight Renaud. Adding back the Different Dimension Revival he dumped off of Isolde. Linking 3. Or linking 2, sorry. Into a Crystron Halqifibrax, or Needle Fiber. If you want to go with the other name. Special summoning a Despot 001 from the deck off Needle Fiber. Linking those two off into the Mecha Phantom Beast Link 3, summoning 3 tokens. Despot 001's effect, special summon itself back. Gonna go ahead and link off 2 of those tokens and the Despot 00 or Synchro, sorry, into a Power Tool Dragon. Power Tool Dragon will then let him look for 3 equip spells from the deck, and the opponent has 1 to hand. So he's going to look for 3 living fossils. Add 1 to his hand, as they do not have to be different names. Magic of old cards, people. Synchroing with those 2 as Renaud is treated as a tuner. Into a Borreload Savage Dragon. Borreload Savage Dragon's effect will activate, equipping a soul to himself, giving him half her attack and 2 counters in order to negate things. Activating Living Fossil to bring back out the Secret 6 Samurai Gemba. Using it and the token. To go into an Infernoble Knight Captain Roland. Activating the effect of Phoenix Blade in the grave. Banishing 2 warriors to add it back to hand. Activating a different dimension revival, pitching the Phoenix Blade to special summon the Neo Space Connector. Synchroing with Infernoble Knight Captain Roland into an Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles. Setting 1 card. On end phase, using the effect of Charles. Or first using the effect of Captain Roland to dump an equip spell and add any fire warrior. The opponent said he's going to put a dice on him to know that that's what he needs to deal with. So, teach their own, teach their own. Then after that, Charles's effect will go off on end phase. Assuming he affects since activated. Yes, he does. Equipping an Infernoble Arms Joyusei that he dumped off Roland. And equipping an Infernoble Knight Ogier from the deck. Just another scar placed on my heart. Sign that we are made to be apart. And even though you might not be the one, I'm gonna miss you daily. We fought so hard, we dragged us down, and basically watched how we had drowned. And even though I know you're not Unchained will draw for turn. Attempting to activate a Dark Hole. Warlord Savage will remove a counter to negate that. Attempting to read Roland. But everybody knows Yu-Gi-Oh! Players cannot read. Activating an Abomination's Prison. The effect resolves, letting him add any Unchained card from his deck to his hand. Adding an Unchained Twins... I forget the name of this one. Aruha. Next, setting a card. Using the effect of Aruha in hand to pop a card that he controls to special summon itself. Popping his Escape of the Unchained. Then using the effect of Escape of the Unchained to summon any Unchained from his deck. Summoning an Unchained Twins Rakea. Interesting choice, not going for the Abominable Unchained Soul. Normal summoning an Unchained Twin Sarama, using her effect to target the Escape of the Unchained trap in his graveyard. Setting the Escape of the Unchained, attempting to blow up his Aruha. Aruha's effect will let him special summon any Unchained from the deck. Summoning an Unchained Soul of Disaster. Chaining to the summon of Unchained Soul of Disaster to Super Polymerization, the Unchained Soul and the Sarama into a Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Interesting, you let him keep a monster, but we'll see where this goes. Setting another 3 cards. Passing the turn. On end phase, Infernoble Knight Captain Roland's effect in the grave to equip itself to Charles. Charles's effect will then resolve to pop a card on field not targeting, popping a Quaking Mirror Force. Ballsy move considering the deck he's playing against, but it paid off. Drawing for turn. Activating a reinforcement of the army. Grabbing a Sublimation Knight. Apologies for the background sound. Someone's exhaust seems to be a bit too loud. Banishing the Different Dimension Revival to Specimen Gearfried from the hand. On summon of Gearfried, he's going to attempt to activate Escape of the Unchained to blow up his Borreload Savage and his Rakea. Borreload Savage will chain to negate. Dogmatic of Punishment will then be chained to the Borreload Savage's negate. Targeting the Mecha Phantom Beast with Dogmatic of Punishment. Then activating Intis's effect in the grave in separate chain, one that he sent off punishment, to target and blow up the Gearfried. Gearfried will then respond by sending the Juyusei to grave to negate. Entering battle phase now, swinging, using Gearfried's effect to attempt to equip. It looks like we'll go to game 3. Alright, here we are in game 3. So like Unchained will start us off here, activating a Pot of Desires right off the bat. Not the biggest fan of the card myself, but it does its job, I guess. Banishing 10 to draw 2 cards. Interesting, as you can see the Ash Blossom in the opponent's hand, and he chose not to stop it. Unless there's something else planned. Setting 3 cards. Normal summoning an Unchained Twins Rakea. Attempting to activate Rakea's effect. To blow up an abominable Chamber of the Unchained. Chamber will attempt to special summon from the deck, and then that'll get Ash Blossomed. Then the turn will be passed. Drawing for turn. Normal summoning a Sublimation Knight, then using its effect. To equip a Squeak Knight from the deck. Squeak Knight will then activate its own effect to special summon itself, but not make itself a tuner. Dogmatic Punishment will be chained to the summon. Sending an Elder Entity Intis to the graveyard in order to target Squeak Knight and blow it up. Intis' effect will target Sublimation Knight to blow it up. Living Fossil will then be activated. Special summoning Sublimation Knight from the graveyard. Fireflint Lady will then be special summoned since he controls a Fire Warrior. On summon, Trap Trick will be activated. Banishing a Torrential Tribute in order to set a Torrential Tribute, and it can be activated this turn. Looks like a Link. Into an Isolde. 2 Tails and the Noble Knights. Attempting to use effect on summon. Remember, this is a tournament, so they are timed. Adding an Immortal Phoenix Gearfried to his hand, but he cannot normal or special summon or activate the effects of cards with the same name for the rest of the turn. Using Isolde's second effect now. Send Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. And Infernoble Arms, you say? Again, sorry if the pronunciations are incorrect. Summon a level 2 from the deck. Secret 6 Samurai Gamba, once again. Those will be linked off into a Crystron Needle Fiber, or Huckafabrax if you prefer the American name. Summoning in Despot 001 off the effect of Huckafabrax. On summon, Torrential Tribute will be chained, blowing up all monsters. Rakea's effect Engrave will go off, letting him special summon any Unchained from the deck. Summoning an Unchained Twin Sarama. Banishing is sold. And Fireflint Lady in order to get back Divine Sword Phoenix Blade from the graveyard. Activating Different Dimension Revival, pitching the Divine Sword to bring back Sublimation Knight. Banishing Secret 6 Samurai Gimba and Squeak Knight in order to get back the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade once again, as it is not once per turn. Equipping it to the Sublimation Knight. Moving into battle phase, swinging into Unchained Twin Sarama. Sarama's effect to let him special summon an Unchained from the deck. Interesting how he chose not to Ash Blossom that, but we'll see what the plan is. Summoning an Unchained Twins Aruha. And passing the turn. Drawing for turn now. Normal summoning an Unchained Twins Rakea. Activating the effect of Rakea to blow up Aruha. Aruha's effect will get Ash Blossomed. Rakea will then swing into the Sublimation Knight, bringing out an Abominable Unchained Soul whenever it's blown up by battle or card effect. Using the effect of Abominable Unchained Soul. On summon, pitching Unchained Soul Disaster to target and destroy the Sublimation Knight. And then attacking for 3,000. Passing the turn after that. Special summoning an Immortal Phoenix Gearfried by banishing a Different Dimension Revival from the grave. Normal summoning a Neo Space Connector. Neo Space Connector will attempt to activate. Linking those two off. And at this moment, we will go into time. So game is over. Unchained take the match.